Gita. This is chapter number 10, and we're discussing this. Let me go through something very interesting. Okay, I've got a nice book which is showing us visually the opulences of the Supreme Personality of God. Okay, so when it is visual, it becomes more clear, isn't it? So let's see this. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so we are here in chapter number 10. Okay, opulences of the absolute. Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti means opulence. And what is the purpose of all of this? Krishna explaining these opulences. The purpose is explained here. The purpose is for us to get convinced of the opulence. Okay. Once we get opulence, once we get convinced, what happens next? What happens next? We will engage in unalloyed devotional service. Okay. So we need to get fully convinced that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. And then Arjuna is specifically asking, please describe. I mean, Arjuna, it's not that Arjuna has any doubt, okay? Let's not misunderstand that, okay? He has already accepted Krishna, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? Arjuna has already realized and seeing Sarvameta Tritam Manye. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth. All that you have told me, I totally accept it. There's no question. But please tell me in detail about your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. You know, the reason he's saying, can you please tell me in detail your opulences more? Why? Because he wants to taste it more and more and more. He's not feeling satiated by whatever Krishna has explained. I mean, the opulences that Krishna explained in the 10th chapter so far, Arjuna is feeling, please explain more. Okay. And Prabhupada has commented and said, it is not that Arjuna doesn't know. Arjuna is asking on behalf of the common man. And generally, common man gets attracted to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord. So about the impersonal feature of the Lord, on behalf of common man, Arjuna is asking for us so that we know the glories of the Lord. Okay. Now Krishna is saying that, yes, I will tell you this splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, because my opulence is limitless. Krishna's opulences are unlimited, so it is not possible that Krishna can even list it. Krishna, even Ananta Shesha, is also not able to list the opulences, so it is not possible. But most prominent opulences in this material world, Krishna is going to talk about. Okay, let us start with this verse. Okay, we will go through each and every purport also. This is very interesting. They are because small purports. Okay, who wants to read this verse?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitah Aham Adishcha Madhyamcha Bhutanamanta Evacha. I am the super soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. If you want, you can read the purport also.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. In purport, in this verse, Arjun is addressed as Gudakesha, which means one who has conquered the darkness of sleep. For those who are sleeping in the darkness of ignorance, it is not possible to understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests Himself in various ways in the material and spiritual worlds. Thus, this address by Krishna to Arjun is significant. Because Arjun is above such darkness, the personality of Godhead agrees to describe his various opulences. Krishna first informs Arjun that he is the soul of the entire cosmic manifestation by dint of his primary expansion. Before the material creation, the Supreme Lord, by his plenary expansion, accepts the Purusha incarnation, and from him everything begins. Therefore, he is Atma, the soul of the Mahat Tattva, the universal elements. The total material energy is not the cause of the creation. Actually, the Mahavishnu enters into the Mahatattva, the total material energy. He is the soul. When Mahavishnu enters into the manifested universes, he again manifests himself as the super soul in each and every entity. We have experienced that the personal body of the living entity exists due to the presence of the spiritual spark. Without the existence of the spiritual spark, the body cannot develop. Similarly, the material manifestation cannot develop unless the Supreme Soul Krishna enters. As seated in the Subala Upanishad, Prakriti Adi Sarva Bhutantar Yami Sarva Sheshi Cha Narayanaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is existing as the Super Soul in all manifested universes. The three Purusha avatars are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. They are also described in the Satvat Tantra. Vishnostu Trini Rupani Purushakhyani Atho Viduha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests three features as Karnodakshayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Shirokadakshayi Vishnu. In this material manifestation, the Mahavishnu or Karanodakshayi Vishnu is described in the Brahma Samhita 5.47. Yah karananav jale bhajati sma yoga nidram. The Supreme Lord Krishna, the causes of all causes, lies down in the cosmic ocean as Mahavishnu. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the beginning of this universe, the maintainer of the universal manifestations, and the end of all energy. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much. So, the first verse, Krishna is saying, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayastitaha. That means, I am the super soul. Okay, the word Atma depends on the context what it means. Okay, sometimes Atma can refer to the body, Atma can refer to the soul, Atma can refer to so many things. Okay, in this context, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayastitaha. Here, Atma means I am the super soul. Krishna has said multiple times in the Bhagavad Gita that he is the super soul. Sarvasya chaham ridhi sannivishto mattas bhuti jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna has said that I am the super soul within everybody's hearts. Okay, Krishna resides as the super soul. The super soul feature of Krishna, expansion of Krishna, is the plenary expansion of Krishna, which resides in the heart of every living entity. Okay, in the heart region. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto. Aham atma gudakesha. Sarva bhuta shayastitaha. So this is the first thing that we have to understand. Okay. Another interesting point here is Krishna is referring to Arjuna as what?
Gudakesha.
Gudakesha. So here Gudakesha means one who has conquered the darkness of the sleep. Okay, so what it signifies is that Arjuna is not in ignorance. Okay, he has conquered the darkness of ignorance. Okay, that's why he is able to understand Krishna. Right? So this address is actually very important. Because Arjuna is above such darkness, Krishna is explaining his various appearances. I mean, if you have to understand Krishna, we also have to be Gudakesha. Gudakesha means we should have crossed this ignorance, this darkness. So the thing is, the entire world, okay, mohitam nabhijanati, Krishna says, mamebhya paramam. Krishna says the whole world is in delusion. And by whose delusion is it? It's Krishna's delusion. By his arrangement, by his Maya, we are all in Maya. And because of that, we cannot identify who is Krishna. Okay? We don't know who is God. So Gudakesha, if you become Gudakesha, If we are beyond this ignorance, then we can understand Krishna. The next one. Here it says, Aham adischa madhyam cha bhutanam anta eva cha. Aham adischa madhyam cha bhutanam anta eva cha. So what does that mean? Krishna is saying, I am the Adi, Anta. Aham Adi. Adi means beginning. Aham Adischa. I am the beginning. Madhyam cha. I am the middle. Bhutanam Antameva cha. He's saying I am the end. So Krishna is saying, I am the beginning. I am the middle and the end of all the beings. So when the living beings come out, they come from Vishnu and they enter into Vishnu. Even if they get liberated also, they go to Vaikuntha. Either we have to be going inside Garbhodakashai Vishnu at the end of the day of Brahma, or we will go back to home, back to God at Vaikuntha. That is also Vishnu. So we are coming from Vishnu and we go back to Vishnu. Okay. So everybody. So and then what is here important here is that Krishna is saying that he is the super soul of the material manifestation. Okay. So just like how our body has got a soul, right? Our body, we can see the body, we can't see the soul, but the soul is running this body, right? Similarly, this material universe has a soul, and the soul of that material universe is the Supreme Lord, right? The soul of the entire cosmic manifestation is the Supreme Lord, right? So there are three incarnations. There's incarnations called Purusha Avatara. There are different types of avatars. Purusha Avatars are meant for the material creation, maintenance, and destruction. The Purusha Avatars take care of all the universes. Okay. So it all begins when Lord Mahavishnu enters into the Mahat Tattva, the total material energy. So what happens is there is Mahat Tattva. So what happens here? Here is Krishna, Mahavishnu, and he glances at Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva is like the material elements. With his glance, he just glances it, okay, with his eyes. And then he enters into that Mahat Tattva. When he enters into the Mahat Tattva, he enters into each and every universe like this. So this is Mahavishnu entering as Garbhodakashai Vishnu. Right? And then he enters into each and every living entity as Kshirodakashai Vishnu. So first he enters into each of the first Mahatattva, then he enters into each universe, next he enters into each and every atom. So where is Krishna? So just like Hiranyakashipu was asking Prahlad Maharaj, show me your Vishnu. Where is Vishnu? I want to fight with your enemy. Show me. Prahlad Maharaj said, where should I show him? He's present everywhere. Is he there inside this pillar? Yes, he's there inside the pillar. He's present everywhere. He's present inside your heart also. No, just tell me, is he there inside this pillar? Yes. Thank you, my dear son. I've been waiting for my enemy from such a long time. Now I can fight with my enemy. And then he bangs that pillar. And then what happens? Lord Narasimhadev comes out. Right? So it says, we're saying, Bahir Narsimha, Hridaye Narsimha. Right? Antarbahishcha Narayana. Antarbahishcha Narayana means he's present outside, he's present inside. He's present everywhere. Lord Krishna is present everywhere. Right? So he's the beginning, right? He's the middle, he's the end. Everything is Krishna. Right? So that is how it is given in the Subala Upanishad. Prakriti Adi Sarva Bhutani. Prakriti Adi Sarva Bhutantaryami. Sarva Sheshi Chanarayana. Bhutantaryami. This is very important. The word Antaryami is a very important word, devotees. Please note this. Lord Vishnu is the Antaryami. Antaryami. That means one who is present inside. So Lord is Antaryami of living entities. Lord is Antaryami of the demigods also. All the Devatas also is the Antaryami. So when we pray to the Devatas, the prayers are going to Vishnu in an indirect way. How? Because Lord Vishnu is the Antaryami. He is present as the Antaryami, as a super soul within the demigods also, right? Like that. So these three Purusha avatars are explained in the Narada Pancharatra. Vishnostu Trini Rupani, Purushakhyani Ato Viduhu. Three features: Karanodakashai Vishnu, Garbhodakashai Vishnu, Kshirodakashai Vishnu. Now, are these their material manifestation? Material manifestation doesn't mean they're material. What it means is Lord has manifested for a purpose. The purpose is for the material world. For the purpose of managing the material worlds, Lord manifests in these three forms. This is a very deep secret. Okay. Also, the Brahma Samhita says, Yakkaranarnava jale bhajati sma yoga nidram. That means in the Karanarnava jala, that means in the Karanodaka causal ocean, Mahavishnu is sleeping there. Right? And then comes the Garbhodakashai Vishnu. Next comes the Garbhodakashai Vishnu here. You can see Garbhodakashai Vishnu here. Within the universe. And from his navel, lotus comes, and from there Lord Brahma is born. From there the universe is created. Now, can you, devotees, I want you to understand this. Are you realizing now who is the creator? Is Brahma the creator or Vishnu the creator? Who is the real creator? Who is the original creator?
Vishnu is the
Vishnu
original
is the
creator. Primary creation is from Vishnu. Secondary creation or Visarga is from Brahma.
Right. Perfect. Sarga, or the primary creation is by Vishnu. Okay, only Lord can create. And then Visarga, the secondary creation. That means after, all the 14 planetary systems are ready, then Lord Brahma starts to divide it into 14 planetary systems and then makes all the living entities enter into it. He starts this biological process of, procreation. All of these processes are started by Lord Brahma. But originally, it was Lord Vishnu, and from his lotus navel, Brahma was born, and from the mind of Brahma, all his sons were born. Right? That is how the creation starts. And then I showed you a visual last time, if you remember, right? Lord Brahma's son was Marichi, his son was Kashyapa, and then Kashyapa had different wives, and there were so many Prajapatis, and then so many different types of Devatas have come. I showed you that Marich. Let me try to see if I can bring that, because there's a connection with the next verse. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Aditya Namaham Vishnu. Okay, Aditya Namaham Vishnu. So for this, there's a connection. Let me just show you that picture. Yeah. See this, devotees. We discussed this, right? Krishna, from Krishna, Narayana, Mahavishnu, Karanodakashai Vishnu. Next, Garbhodakashai Vishnu. Next, Brahma. Next, Sapta Rishi, 7 rishis. I mean, ignore this count. Sapta Rishis. And Sapta Rishis, Kashyapa Prajapati, son of Marich. And Kashyapa Prajapati married to different people, right? Aditi. Right? Aditi. So Aditi, from Aditi came Aditya or the Devas. Okay, Adityas are the Devas. Now, Krishna is saying Adityanam Aham Vishnu. So that is Adityanam. Among all the Aditi, okay, among the sons of Aditi, Aditya, he's saying he's Vishnu. So who is he? Can anybody identify?
Vamana.
Vamana. Okay, so among all the sons of Aditi, who is Vishnu?
Vamana.
Vamana. That's right.
He's also called Upendra, na Prabhuji?
Yes, it's called Upendra, brother of Indra. Yes, ma'am. Anybody would like to read this verse? Yes, ma'am.
May I, Prabhu?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Adityanamaham Vishnu Jyotisham Raviram Shuman Marichirmarutam Asmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi. Synonyms: Adityanam, of the Adityas, Aham, I am, Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, Jyotisham, of all illuminaries, Ravi, the sun, Amshuman, radiant, Marichi, Marutam, of the Maruts, Asmi, I am, Nakshatranam, thus of the stars, Aham, I am, Shashi, the moon. Translation: of of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of the lights, I am the radiant sun. Of Maruts, I am Marichi, and among the stars, I am the moon. I read purport also, Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
Purport: there are 12 Adityas, of which Krishna is the principal. Among all the luminaries in the shining in the sun is the chief. And in Brahma Samhita, the sun is accepted as the glowing eye of the Supreme Lord. There are 50 varieties of wind blowing in the space, and of these winds, the controlling deity Marichi represents Krishna. Among the stars, the moon is the most prominent at night, and thus the moon represents Krishna. It appears from this verse that moon is one of the stars. Therefore, the stars that twinkle in the sky also reflect the light of sun. The theory that there are many suns within the universe is not accepted by the Vedic literature. The sun is one, and by the reflection of the sun, the moon illuminates. So, so also do the stars. Since Bhagavad Gita indicates herein that the moon is one of the stars, the twinkling stars are not suns but are similar to the moon. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So let's go and see this devotees. So first of all, Krishna is saying, Adityanam Aham Vishnu. So there are 12 Adityas among this. It says 12 Adityas, of which Krishna is the principal. Okay, Krishna is the principal. That is one. You know, the Adityas, there are different 12 names for Adityas. So Aditya is also named the sun, right? So among Adityas, I am Vishnu, and of lights, I am the radiant sun. Okay, and it's obvious that, you know, what is the brightest thing that is shining in the world? It's the sun, right? And in the Brahma Samhita, it is said that the sun is the sun. You see the sun. See, so many different lights. Jyotisham, Ravi, Anshuman. There are different kinds of lights. You know, the brightest light is sun, isn't it? So sun god. Okay. So first of all, let's try to understand. Adityanam Aham Vishnu. Lord Vishnu incarnated among the Adityas, right, as Vamana to help the demigods. And he says, Jyotisham Ravi Anshuman. The sun god is the son of Kashyapa and Aditi. Okay, so what happened was, you know, in the Markandeya Purana, it is explained that Aditi, the wife, the chief wife of Kashyapa Prajapati, she prays, and the sun enters her womb as Martanda. Okay, and then who later burns the Asuras. Okay, so sun, Surya, right? And then what happens is she creates her shadow Chaya. Okay, so Surya's wife name is Samya. So Surya's wife, she was unable to tolerate the heat of Lord Surya Deva. Talking about Surya Bhagavan, right? He was so hot, no? So how can somebody tolerate? So what she did, Samya, she created her shadow Chaya as a substitute, and she left that place. Chaya is the substitute of Samya, wife of Surya Deva. And Chaya had Savarni Manu, Shani Dev, and Tapati. Okay, different, you know that Yamaraj is, do you know whose son is Yamaraj?
Sons.
Son. And what about Yamuna?
Also daughter.
Daughter of sun. Shani?
Is also son of sun.
Son of sun. Son of sun. Is the son of sun. Right? No pun intended. Son of sun. Savarni Manu also is the son of sun god. So that's what happens. Okay. So this is what has happened. Okay. So this is what happens, and so he pulls a chariot of 7 horses. Okay, he pulls the chariot of 7 horses. You know, the sun god is representing 7 horses. There's 7 different types of race, 7 horses, and it is said that the sun is rotating. Okay, as per the Vedic cosmology, the sun is rotating. Okay, so that is about sun god. Okay, let's go to the next one. It says Marichir Marutam Asmi. Let's see this. Marichir Marutam Asmi. Of the Maruts, I am Marichi. Okay, so what does this mean? Let's try to understand. So here it is said, there are 50 varieties of wind blowing in space. 50 varieties of wind. Okay, and of these winds, the controlling deity Marichi represents Krishna. There are 50 varieties of winds. So Marichi is the Manasa Putra of Brahma. Okay, Brahma, I showed you, Brahma's son is Marichi, right? And he is the father of Kashyapa Prajapati also, right? So, like that, there is a pastime here, okay? Marichi is also counted among the Saptarshis, and sometimes he's counted among the Maruts also. Sometimes he's counted among the Saptarshis, sometimes he's counted among the Maruts also. Marichir Marutam Asmi. So among all the winds, right, he is the chief controlling deity, Marichi. What's next? Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. This is easy to understand. So what does that mean? Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. How many of you like the moon?
In the stars, I am the moon.
The stars, I am the moon. The stars among the moon. So there's so many pastimes. I mean, children like moon so much, isn't it? Everybody loves to look at moon, right? Moon is so beautiful, isn't it? Moon looks so beautiful. And every time we compare beauty with moon, right? We say Krishna Chandra. We say Ramachandra. Isn't it? Ramachandra, Krishna Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Right? And we see so many pastimes, right? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was very young, he wanted to see the moon. He wanted the moon to be brought down. Okay. So his mother Sachidevi showed a mirror and said, here is the moon. And then now he was happy and he was eating food. Right. So there's so many pastimes like that. Right. So the moon. Right. Among the stars and the moon. Nakshatra Namam Shashi. Now there's also one meaning that we can understand here is, Prabhupada also says this a lot of times in a figurative way, that there is one moon. There are many stars. There can be many stars, but one moon is enough. Once Prabhupada was asked that the number of devotees in the world are very less. How is there going to be any impact of your movement? Then Prabhupada said this, what is the use of so many stars? He says in his words, what is the use of these rascal stars? One moon is better than all of them. Right? So among all the stars, one moon is enough. When the moon comes, nobody looks at the stars, isn't it? It outshines everything, isn't it? So it can be also compared to the Krishna and the living entities. There is one Purushottama, one Supreme Lord, and everything is just like a star. All the living entities are like stars. Right? There's only Eko Bahunam Vidadati Kaman. One moon is enough. There's no need of many moons. Okay, there can be infinite stars, doesn't matter. Okay, one devotee is better than infinite normal living entities. Right. So Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. Let's see this. Vedanam Samavedosmi. Let's see the next one. So another important point here by saying sun is one, and as the reflection of the sun, moon illuminates, also do the stars. Since Bhagavad Gita indicates here that moon is one of the stars, the twinkling stars are not suns but are similar to moon. Okay? The theory that there are many suns within the universe is not at all accepted by Vedic literature. Okay? So because Bhagavad Gita is saying Nakshatranam Hamshachi, or they are all twinkling, they're not suns, they are like moon. Okay, who wants to read the next verse?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Vedanam samavedosmi devanam asmi vasavaha indriyanam manastasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. Synonyms. Vedanam, of all the Vedas, Samaveda, the Samaveda,
Samaveda, sorry.
Samaveda, Asmi, I am, Devanam, of all the demigods, Asmi, I am, Vasava, the heavenly king, Indriyanam, of all the senses, Manaha, the mind, Cha, also, Asmi, I am, Bhutanam, of all living entities, Asmi, I am, Chetana, the living force. Translation: of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. You want me to read the purport also?
Yes, please go ahead.
Purport: the difference between matter and spirit is that matter has no consciousness like the living entity. Therefore, this consciousness is supreme and eternal. Consciousness cannot be produced by a combination of matter. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Okay, you want to see this? Vedanam Samavedosmi. How many Vedas are there?
Four, Prabhuji.
4 Vedas. But traditionally, when we formally say Vedas, we should not say 4 Vedas. You know that? Because the 4th Veda is Atharva Veda.
Trividya.
Yeah. The 4th Veda is like a little dark. It has all black magic, etc. So that's why it's not mentioned as one of the Vedas. So Trividya, Triveda, Trividyamam, Somapa. So 3 Vedas. Among these Vedas, which one is the best? Yajurveda.
Samveda.
Samaveda.
Samaveda is the best. Okay, Samaveda is the best because Krishna says Vedanam Samavedos. Okay, I'll play. Samaveda is not chanted; it is sung. I'll play one video. I'll play one audio. Just listen to this. It will be very strange. Okay, so Krishna is saying, you heard the Samaveda?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, I heard this in TTD channel. Do they have one half an hour program? Is this the same one, Prabhuji?
Same one. Yes, it's a TTD channel one. Yes, that's right.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Vedanam Samavedosmi, of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Okay, Samaveda is sung in a very beautiful meter. It is sung. Okay, so that's one, Samaveda, the many Vedas. And Krishna is saying, Vedanam Samavedosmi. Samaveda is a collection of musical chants. In the Markandeya Purana, it relates that during the creation of Brahma, right, the 4 Vedas were his 4 faces. And Samaveda represents the essence of devotion. Samaveda represents bhakti. Okay, that's why it's the best. And let's see the next one. What's the next one? Devanam asmi vasavaha. Now, who is this personality? Who is he?
Indradev.
Indradev. Devanam, of all the devatas, of the demigods. And Indra, the king of heaven. Okay. So Indra, he is the eldest son of Kashyapa and Aditi. And he's a leader of all the gods. And his vehicle is Airavata elephant. And he has got a weapon with him. You know what's that weapon on his hands? Anybody knows what's the weapon?
Vajra, Prabhuji?
Vajra. So this Vajra was created to kill the demon Vrita. It was taken from Dadichi, great Rishi. It's a great devotee, Dadichi Rishi. From his backbone, this weapon has been created from Dadichi's backbone. So with that, he was able to kill Vritrasura. Right? So there are many, many pastimes of Indra. We know that very well, right? So many times we speak about Indra's story, isn't it? But Indra is supposed to be a very, very great personality, and he's a devotee of Lord Vishnu. But sometimes he becomes proud, sometimes he becomes intoxicated by the wealth and Maya, and Krishna helps him to remove his pride, because Krishna always saves his devotees, right? So he reduces his pride, right? So that is Devanam Asmi Vasavaha. Devanam Asmi Vasavaha means Lord Indra. And all the Vedas, if you open the Vedas, there'll be a lot of glorification about Indra. Now we should not think that Indra is the supreme personality of God. Because, the Vedas, the Vedas are constituting of all the karma kanda, yajna, okay, different fire sacrifices. So there'll be glorifications of Indra. So we should not mistake, by reading karma kanda, we should not come to a conclusion that, Indra is the supreme Lord. That's a false conclusion, because that's not Vedanta. There is Veda and Vedanta. It's not the conclusive statement of the Vedas. Okay, there's Veda, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, and there is Vedanta, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. We have to transcend the Vedas. Vedas is all about ritualistic activities. Krishna explains that those people who are getting attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas are less intelligent, because they are very much addicted to sense gratification. That is why they get attracted to the flowery words of the Karmakanda rituals, Vedas. But the actual thing that we should be actually getting attracted to Krishna, which is Vedanta. Vedescha sarve rahameva vedyo. Bhagavad Gita is explaining about Krishna. Bhagavatam is explaining about Krishna. We should get attracted to Krishna, who is the super soul of the universe. Who is the super soul of the universe. We should be attracted to the super soul of the universe, not to Indra or any other thing. Okay, let us see this next. Indriyana manaschasmi. What does that mean? Of the senses, I am the mind. Let me share my screen. This. What does it say? 5 senses. Or you can say 11 senses. If you say 5 senses, 6th sense is the mind. If you say 10 senses, 11th sense is the mind. You have ears, you have the tongue, you have eyes, you have nose, and you have skin. And above all of these senses, there is, what is that? Manas. Indriyanam manaschasmi. Of the senses, I am the mind. So how many agree that if our mind is strong, okay, the rest of the senses will be able to be subdued very easily? Yes? Right? So there is a whole discussion about the mind, is it? Bhagavad Gita chapter number 6 is completely dedicated to the control of the mind. Krishna has explained so much about the control of the mind. He says one who has controlled his mind would attain the super soul, Paramatma Samahita. Okay, that is he's a realized, self-realized personality, one who has controlled his mind completely. Okay, Jitatmanaha, also called as Goswami, one who has controlled his mind is a very great person. Right? So mind is very difficult to control. Right? So mind the mind. And what else? What's next? That was about the mind. Let's go to the next one, which is Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Bhutanam Asmi Chetana means what? In the living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. Consciousness is a very important subject, isn't it? You know, when somebody is very sick, what is the doctor tries to see? They see whether this person is conscious or not, isn't it? Whether he's responding or not. That is like the main symptom of a person, of a healthy person. The person is healthy, he'll be conscious. And very interesting point, okay? These Vedas are the science of consciousness. Bhagavad Gita is the science of consciousness. Consciousness cannot be created by matter. It's not by combination of the matter. Consciousness cannot be produced by the combination of matter. Okay? Bhutanam asmi chetana. Bhutanam asmi chetana. See, all the living entities, they're all conscious. There is consciousness in us. Dog has got a consciousness. Fish has got a consciousness. Animal has got a consciousness. But what's the topmost consciousness?
Krishna consciousness.
Krishna consciousness. Right? To be Krishna conscious is the topmost consciousness. Matchitta, Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Paraspara, Matchitta. Krishna explains Matchitta many times. So the best level of consciousness is Krishna consciousness, which is only possible in a human form of life. Only human beings can be Krishna conscious. Animals cannot be Krishna conscious. Okay? Let's go to the next verse. Who would like to read this? 10.23.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vitesha Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikarinam Aham. Synonyms: Rudranam, of all the Rudras, Shankara, Lord Shiva, Cha, also, Asmi, I am, Vita Isha, the Lord of the treasury of the demigods, Yaksha Rakshasam, of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, Vasunam, of the Vasus, Pavaka, fire, Cha, also, Asmi, I am, Meru, Shikarinam, of all the mountains, Aham, I am. Translation: of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of wealth, Kuvera. And of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni. And of mountains, I am Meru. Purport also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are 11 Rudras, of whom Shankara, Lord Shiva, is predominant. He is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord in charge of the mode of ignorance in the universe. The leader of the Yakshas and Rakshasas is Kuvera, the master treasurer of the demigods, and he is a representation of the Supreme Lord. Meru is a mountain famed for its rich natural resources. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you much. Hare Krishna. So first let's discuss this. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. So there are 11 Rudras. We discussed this past time, right? So when Lord Brahma first he started to set out the creation, when he wanted to set out the creation, first from his mind came 4 Kumaras who were fully knowledgeable. And afterwards, he asked these 4 Kumaras to please continue the creation. They said, no, Father, no, we will not, because we are in complete knowledge. So then out of Brahma's anger came Rudra. And then came 11 Rudras and 11 Rudrani. And when they came to Lord Brahma, dear Father, tell me what should I do? Lord Brahma said, go and just procreate. the Rudras went ahead and started to destroy the universe. And then Lord Brahma said, please stop. You go and do tapasya. And he gave some places where you can stay. And Lord Rudra means Lord Shiva in the material world, right? He's the incarnation of the three modes of material nature, Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun, right? The incarnation, the Guna avatar of Krishna. Just give me 1 minute, devotees. Hare Krishna. So Krishna has got, there are three modes of material nature, Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, and Tamo Gun. So Sattva Gun incarnation is Lord Vishnu. Rajo Gun incarnation is who?
Brahma.
Brahma. And Tamo Gun incarnation is?
Shiva.
Ji.
Shiva. Right? Like that. I'll tell you one very nice pastime from Bhagavatam. Okay. So Lord Shiva is very great. Okay. And the Vaishnavas accept him as a spiritual master. Okay. He's the spiritual master of all the Vaishnavas. So for the ordinary living entities, he gives them material knowledge. But for the Vaishnavas, he gives how to attain Vishnu. That knowledge he gives to the Vaishnavas. So Lord Vishnu, there's a story where, he meets Prachetasas. And to the Prachetas, he gives instructions how they can attain Lord Vishnu. And this is a very nice pastime. Okay, let us recollect a pastime of Daksha Prajapati. You know Daksha story? Daksha is also the son of Brahma. Right? So Daksha Prajapati and his daughter Sati Devi is given to Lord Shiva. Okay. And somehow Daksha doesn't like Lord Shiva. He's envious of Lord Shiva. And what happens one day when in the assembly, there's Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. Daksha enters inside the palace. Everybody stands up except Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, he will excuse, he says, okay, he's my father. But then Lord Shiva is his son-in-law. I mean, in a material relationship, because he's the husband of Sati Devi. But he did not get up. So Daksha became very upset. And he started to insult Lord Shiva there. Okay. And then when the insulting starts to happen, Lord Shiva doesn't say anything. He just remains silent. Okay. At that point of time, the cursing and counter cursing happens between the Rudraganas, the followers of Lord Shiva, and these followers of Daksha Prajapati, like Bhrigu, Pusha, etc. Okay. And then later what happens is, like, his enviousness is increasing day by day. One day he thinks, let me do one fire sacrifice called Vajapeya fire sacrifice. This time I will not call Lord Shiva. Let me do this fire sacrifice, right? And he's determined. So Sati Devi hears about this fire sacrifice, and she asks for permission to Lord Shiva. Can I go to that fire sacrifice that my father has arranged? Lord Shiva advises nicely that no, don't go there, because your father is very angry on me. He's going to show all that anger on you, and he's going to insult you, and it may even lead to your death. This is my warning. Please do not go. But Sati Devi thinks for a lot of time, but she's very much attached to father, thinking about the father and mother's place. She ignores Lord Shiva's instruction, and she goes to that fire sacrifice where, when she enters there, she realizes Daksha's mindset is like this, that he's doing this fire sacrifice only to insult Lord Shiva. And she gets to know, she becomes very upset, and she says that because you have insulted Lord Shiva, it is a aparad, it is a Vaishnava aparad, because Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He's the greatest of all the Vaishnavas. It's a Vaishnava aparad. We should not tolerate Vaishnava aparad. So she says, I cannot kill you because you are my father. Neither can I be living because I am your daughter. I'm Dakshayani, Daksha Prajapati's daughter. I don't want to be called as Dakshayani. I don't want to be daughter of Daksha, because you're envious of Lord Shiva. She says, I'm going to give up this body, and she does meditation, and she creates the yogic fire, and she enters into the yogic fire. And when Lord Shiva gets to know that, becomes very angry, and he takes somewhat one higher and creates Virabhadra, okay, a demon. And that Virabhadra will come. Okay, he is the Amsha of Lord Shiva. So Virabhadra will come and he will destroy the entire fire sacrifice. And he will catch Daksha like an animal, and he will chop off his head. In the same place where fire sacrifice, they'll chop the animal's head. So in that same place with that wooden knife, he will just chop off his head. And then he destroys, and then he beats everybody he kills some people, and he beats those people who are all on the side of Daksha. He beats them like that. And later all these devatas will realize the mistake, and they go to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma chastises them, and they all go to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva says, okay, I'm not angry at all on you. Okay, I just wanted to teach you some lesson. Actually, because you have done an offense, I'm just clearing your karmic reactions. That's why I was apparently angry on you. And then he restores the head of Daksha by putting a goat's head, and he goes and starts that fire sacrifice again, and he resumes that fire sacrifice. Okay, so that is the thing that we have to understand. Okay, Lord Shiva is the Rudra. He is the Guna avatar of Lord Krishna. Okay, so it's like the milk and the curd. Just like if Krishna is milk, Krishna himself transformed into Lord Shiva for the sake of, it's a functional incarnation, for the function of dissolution. Krishna is transforming into curd, milk is transforming into curd, like that. Kshiram yadi dadi vikara vishesha yoga. Okay, so therefore we have to be very careful, and especially the devotees are very, very respectful. Krishna, Lord Shiva also says in Bhagavatam that the devotees of Lord Vishnu are very dear to me. He says to Prachetas, because he says the devotees of Lord Vishnu are like Lord Vishnu to me, and he praises Lord devotees a lot. He tells to Parvati Devi that for the devotees there is no heaven or hell. Heaven or hell, they are not fearful of heaven or hell. And the pure devotees of great Vishnu are so great. Okay, Narayana Paro Para, Narayana Para Sarva. So, and Rudra is also a spiritual master of a Rudra Sampradaya. There is 4 Sampradayas. There are 4 authoritative Sampradayas. One is called as Sri Sampradaya, starting from Lakshmi. One is called as Kumara Sampradaya, starting from 4 Kumaras. One is called as Rudra Sampradaya, starting from Rudra, or it's called Brahma Sampradaya, starting from Lord Brahma. So Rudra Sampradaya is a Vaishnava Sampradaya, whose Acharya is Lord Shiva. And he is also one of the 12 Mahajanas. There are 12 great people who understand Krishna consciousness, who preach Krishna consciousness. So he is one of the heads of that, one of the 12 Mahajanas, right? Anybody knows more about the 12 Mahajanas?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
May I
Krishna.
time? Prabhuji, Brahmaji, Shivji,
Shivji,
Janaka also.
Janaka,
Janak Maharaj,
Narad Muni,
Narad Muni,
4 Kumaras,
Four
Bhishma,
Kumaras,
Kapila,
Kapila Muni,
Bhishma,
Janak
Bhishma,
Maharaj,
Bhishma,
Bhishma,
Prahlada, Bali,
Prahlada, Bali
Prahlad
Maharaj,
Maharaj,
Yamraj,
Bhishma
Yamraj,
Yamraj, Yamraj bhi Prabhuji.
Vyasdev, Yamraj,
Vyasdev.
Vyasdev, and Shukadev, I think, right?
Sukhdev Goswami here.
Shukadev Goswami, like that. 12, right? Like that. So he's one of the Mahajanas who teaches pure devotional service. Okay, he teaches a pure devotional service. So Rudranam Shankarashchasmi. Okay, so
Prabhuji, I have one doubt here.
please, yeah.
The Rudra Sampradaya, will they wear a vertical tilak or horizontal tilak?
They wear a vertical tilak. It's a Vaishnava Sampradaya.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, welcome. Hare Krishna. Vitteshu Yaksha Rakshasam. Vittesha. You know who is the treasurer? For every in every apartments, right? We have a committee, right? There's a treasurer who has all the money. Who is the treasurer of the demigods?
Kubera.
Kubera. This Kubera is a great devotee of Lord Shiva. You know that, right? Kubera is a great devotee of Lord Shiva. And he is having all the wealth of the world, Kubera, right? And Krishna is saying of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of the wealth, Kubera. Okay. So this is very nice. Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. So Kubera is a son of Vishravas. He is a grandson of Pulatsya. Similar to Ravana. Ravana is also grandson of Pulatsya, right? Ravana is the grandson of Pulatsya. Kubera is also grandson of Pulatsya. That Lanka was actually belonging to Kubera, right? You know, there is one Pushpaka Vimana in Lanka, no? All of that belong to Kubera. So, but what happens is this Ravana comes and defeats his brother, Kubera. Correct? So, what happens is he did so many austerities. He pleased Lord Brahma and he was made the Lord of the wealth. And he's the guardian of the north, Kubera, right? And Brahma gave him so many treasures, right? Kubera was initially ruling Lanka, but his half brother Ravana seized it, right? And Kubera later ruled from Alaka and serves as the treasurer of the gods. That's the Kubera. And let's go to the next one here. That's about Kubera. Now, Vasunam Pavakaschasmi. Of the Vasus, I am fire. Okay. Vasunam Pavakaschasmi. So there are Ashtavasu, 8 Vasus. Okay, they are all deities born to Dharma and Vasu, daughter of Daksha. So the Ashtavasus are Dhara, Dhruva, Soma, Ahar, Anila, Anala, Pratyusha and Prabhasa. So there is one story. These Ashtavasus one day, they made a plan. They wanted to steal the sage Vashishta's cow, Kamadenu. This Vasu, one of the eldest Vasu said, come, let us steal the Kamadenu. This is a very nice cow, which can give so much of treasure. Whatever we ask, it will give. Let us steal this Kamadenu from Vashishta. Then Vashishta became angry and he cursed that you all Vasus will be born as human beings. So when they requested, my dear sir, please be merciful. We don't want to be born as human beings. Then he said, okay, fine. You'll be born just for a moment and you'll die. You'll be born for some time and then you'll be killed and you'll come back. You'll become normal. You'll be back to your original position. But the eldest of the Vasus will stay for a long time on the mortal planet. The eldest of the Vasus who did this, stealing of this Vashishta's cow, he comes as Bhishma. He's the Bhishma. He is born as Bhishma. That's why he lived long life. The 8th Prabhasa, his name is Prabhasa, lived long as Bhishma. Right? So like that. So also Agni, fire god, appears in many Puranas. You know, fire god, in the Khandava forest will be consumed by the fire with the help of Krishna and Arjuna to cure his indigestion. Right? So why? Because the fire god, what happened to him? There was a lot of fire sacrifices continuously. He was drinking ghee. If you drink a lot of ghee, what happens? You get some stomach pain or stomach indigestion. So he had to cure. So he asked somebody and they said, okay, you have to consume this Khandava forest, which has some medicinal cure for your indigestion. So, but then he wanted some help. So he took the help of Krishna and Arjuna to consume that entire Khandava Vana. Right? Right? From there only that the snake escapes. What is that snake? Which later comes to kill Parikshit Maharaj.
Takshak, Prabhuji. Takshak.
Takshaka. Takshaka escapes somehow from that. All the living entities in that Khandavana, they die. Right? So Agni, that is the story of Agni. Right? So like that, so that's the story of Agni. And what is the next one? Meru Shikarinamaha. Meru Shikarinamaha. So this Meru Parvata is a mountain which we cannot see with our eyes. Okay, we cannot see, but all the Vedas are describing it. It's supposed to be the biggest mountain. Okay, the Ganga starts from the Meru Parvata, from the beginning, from there, and it said that all the devatas also reside in this Meru Parvata. So it's mystical. We don't know where exactly it is. Okay, of all the mountains, I am Meru. Krishna is saying, of all the mountains, I am Meru. Meru Shikarinamaham. Right, so this is Mount Meru. It's a golden mountain, and it is said to be the axis. This is like the center of the universe. That's the axle for the universe. If you think of this, so in a potter axle, right? Like that is the axle. It's the axle of the universe, center of the universe, and it is supporting the heaven. This Meru Parvata supports the heaven, right? And even Brahmaloka is residing is there on that, right? The sun god once rested his chariot on Meru. One day, sun god rested on Meru Parvata, and he gave the blessing that okay, you'll get golden color, like that. And there are 20 mountain ranges around Meru. Okay, so that's what it is. So what happens is this Meru also served as the chariot pole for Lord Shiva when he killed the Tripurasura. There's a story of Tripurasura. Lord Shiva kills Tripurasura, the demon of 3 cities. Okay, Tripurasura was killed by Lord Shiva. So this Meru also assists Lord Shiva as a chariot pole. Okay, so I think we missed one pastime about Kubera, no? From Bhagavatam. What's the pastime? How many? Krishna's pastime?
What is that? Puranjana? That story, no, Prabhuji?
No, not that. The sons of Kubera. How can we miss that? Kubera is like a very rich man, and rich man, their children will be spoiled. Isn't it? Have you seen that anytime? Very, very rich father, children are very spoiled. No. What are the children?
Prabhuji, Dhruva Maharaj.
Not Dhruva Maharaj. Kubera's sons. What's the name?
Nalkuver Manigri, Prabhuji?
Nalakuvera and Manigriv. Nalakuvera and Manigriv are two sons of Kubera. And what they were doing, there's in the Kailash, right? There's a description of Kailash also in Bhagavatam. So in the Kailash, there is Nanda and Alakananda. There are 2 rivers. So in the river, Alakananda river, in Kailash, these sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvera and Manigriva, they were bathing naked with some women, some celestial women, right? Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So when Narada came also, they were just bathing like that, because they were intoxicated. So then Narada did not become angry. Okay, he felt very compassionate about this. He felt compassionate because he saw that these are sons of Kuvera, how they are going to become trees, or they're going to be, they're going to go to hell now. So he cursed them and said, okay, you become trees. You'll become trees until Lord Krishna comes. Okay, in the day of Brahma, Lord Krishna comes, right? So when he comes, for so many years you will be like a tree, and then when he comes, he will deliver you, and you will get pure devotional service. That's a curse. So it's a curse or a blessing, finally.
Blessings, Prabhuji.
Actually, a blessing for them, right? So they waited for so long, and then they could see the beautiful Damodara form. When Yashoda tied Krishna to the mortar, Krishna came crawling there, right? And that motor got stuck in between these two trees, Yamalarjuna trees. And then he pulled it, and these two trees crashed. And then Nalakuvara and Manigriva came out. And then they became very pure devotees of Krishna. They became pure devotees of Krishna. Kuveratmajau baddha murtyaiva yadvat. Tvaya mochitau bhakta bhajau kritaucha. And we say in Damodar Ashtakam, right? Kuveratmajau means just like how you have released the sons of Kuvera, please release us also from bondage and give us pure devotional service. Okay? Okay, devotees, so we'll stop here.
Prabhuji, Dhruva Maharaja also fought with Yakshas, no?
Yes,
And
Dhruva Maharaj
because
fought
his
with
brother
Yakshas.
was
Correct. Dhruva Maharaj fought with Yakshas. Yakshas, the leader of Yakshas and Rakshasas is Kuvera. And Dhruva Maharaj stops after some time upon request of Lord Brahma. He calms down and Kuvera comes and appreciates him. That good that you have stopped. Otherwise, what would have happened is Dhruva Maharaj and Kuvera will have to fight next.
Yes,
That would have been
Prabhuji.
not a good consequence. Okay, that would not have been good. So he calms down and he says, okay, I'm happy that you were able to control your anger. You stopped your anger in time. Right? So that's what happens.
Thank
Okay.
you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much. So Hare Krishna, we did all of these verses today. We started from this one, Ahamatma Gudakesha. Krishna is telling, yes, I will tell you my splendorous manifestations, but only those which are prominent. I am the super soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all the beings. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am radiant sun. Of Maruts, I am Marichi. And among stars, I am the moon. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of the heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in the living beings, I am the living force. Of the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of wealth, Kuvera. Of Vasus, I am fire, Agni. And of mountains, I am Meru. Now tell me, next time when you see all of this, will you remember Krishna?
True,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
How shall I constantly think of you? He's asking. In what forms can I remember you? Right? So whenever we are going to see when you think of the super soul, when you see the living entities, when you think of the beginning, middle, or the end, when you think of the Adityas, or when you look at sun, okay, in the morning. So when you wake up in the morning, when you see the sun, remember Krishna. And in the night, when you see the stars, remember Krishna. When you see the Vedas, Samaveda, remember Krishna. When you're offering your Devata, Aradhana, the Yajnas to Indra, remember Krishna. When your mind is in control, think of Krishna. When your mind is out of control, also think of Krishna. Because Krishna is saying, I am the mind. When you see somebody conscious around you, okay, if you see any living entity around you which has consciousness, what will you remember? Krishna. When you see Lord Shiva, remember Krishna. When you see Kuvera, remember Krishna. When you see fire, okay, when are you going to see fire next? Maybe tomorrow morning for breakfast. Right? When you're cooking. Right? You have to remember.
Tonight while taking medicine,
Why? How fire will come?
I have to boil some water to drink my medicine.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, man. Then you have to remember Krishna. Because
Yes, Prabhuji.
medicine is also Krishna. Okay, different ways to
Yes.
remember. Okay, devotees, will stop here. Thank you very much. Dhanavad pranams.